This week, we've flown to Alderney in the Channel Islands to unearth the island's dark past. In 1940, it was occupied by the Nazis, and we've already dug up an arsenal of military finds, both German...
We're in with the Jerrys, we're here.
Hey, well done.
...and English.
I've got to admit, just look a bit English.
I think it looks English, yeah.
Yeah.
God, Steve.
And it's now time to examine them.
Just help me with that.
But even though we're on a remote island almost 200 miles away from London, Steve is still insisting we do it at a top-secret location. Let's face facts. MudMen is a worldwide hit with an unprecedented amount of adoring fans. Steve's fame has skyrocketed. He's now opened a mini-market, a jumble sale and a bottle bank. But that level of celebrity has come at a high price. It appears Steve has a stalker.
So, Steve, what's the deal with this weird bloke, then?
No, honestly, I don't want to talk about it anymore. It gets to a point, yeah, where it's just not right.
I'll get Dr. Michael, then.
I need to bring Dr. Michael Lewis all the way across the channel to our top-secret location. He's the deputy head of the Portable Antiquities Scheme at the British Museum, and he needs to record our finds. What he doesn't know is that he's about to do that now.
You all right, Mikey?
Hey.
It's fine sequence. It's okay.
right,
It's
okay.
okay.
Where are we going this time?
Just keep going. Act natural. Act natural.
What?
You don't get seasick, do you?
Well, a little
Just
bit.
get in the cab. Go like the clappers, drive. This way, Mikey. Come on.
This is ridiculous. We've been travelling ages.
I've got to do the blindfold so you don't know where we are.
Well, I do. I know we're in Alderney.
Well, yeah, you only because they wouldn't let me put the blindfold on you on the plane.
Well, I know.
Steve, I've got the doctor here. Here you go.
Been about 5 or 6 hours.
He's here, Steve.
Oh.
I had to get him from London, didn't I? And they wouldn't let him wear the blindfold. That's not too much of a lapse in security for you.
It might be.
Hi. This is a bit ridiculous, isn't it?
You
All
want to
this
sit at the end,
rain.
Dr. Mike?
I mean,
You
crikey.
got to do what you got to
There
do,
you go,
Mikey.
there you go. Security is security is security, as my dad used to say.
Right, so this is our Alderney table.
Yeah, and you can kind of tell it's very different from the London foreshore because, I mean, you've got loads of bullets and stuff, so it kind of gives away Alderney in many ways, doesn't it, I suppose?
Yeah.
And also the patina is totally different on this
You're
table.
fixated with that.
Steve, just explain to people, again, what patina is.
Well, the patina is the colouring. So over the years,
Right.
things like, things on fields would change to like a nice greeny colour. So sometimes we have Roman coins out, they've got a nice green patina. So it's just basically, over the years, the colour changes on things.
Okay.
But the things that you see on the Thames are always bright and shiny
Okay.
due to the fact that the anaerobic mud treats those differently. It actually cleans them. It's like
Yeah.
an electrolyte.
Let's get on with this, come on.
OK, this is really nice. This is a coin here, French coin, of Louis XIV, and he was known as the Sun King. As you probably know, which is quite an interesting link between Alderney, he built the Palace of Versailles.
Yes.
And it was there that the peace treaty after the First World War was signed.
Absolutely
And
right.
obviously the conditions under that peace treaty were really harsh on the Germans. The French were really
Yeah.
on the Germans. And a lot of people say it was that peace treaty that actually led to the Second World War. Anyway, so that's a nice find. But there's also another one here of Napoleon III. This one's dated to 1856, and it shows the portrait of the Emperor there. So I like that as well. There's a few bits here with some German writing on them. Here, for example, on this object, which I really don't know what it's from, so interesting to know a little bit more about that. Then something else here that's got Einsteck lamp on there.
I like the way you said that.
It's quite low. Look at, well, it's probably not very well, is it?
But because it says the lamp on there, would you think it might be a torch or something like that?
Well, that's what I'm guessing, but I don't know, to be honest. I mean, it's kind of like a Bakelite material there onto something that's metal.
Well, yeah, but imagine throughout the war, yeah, they would have used a lot of Bakelite, wouldn't they?
Oh, they would have done, yeah.
But that does look like a torch to me, the back of a torch.
What, you mean like the kind of thing you turn to kind of light it, to get the light going higher and lower, sort of thing like that?
Well, no, you stick the batteries in and you screw the back of it on. No, that's what that is.
But das ist ein feiner.
So, OK, I guess that's your first quest, really, to go and find out what these things are. Speak to someone who's good on German.
Sorry, do you know something, guys? I didn't see the umlaut above that O there, so that would make it not O, but So it's feiner, feiner.
It's good.
Yeah.
I think this round little button here might be a German one as well. So they could be, you know, from the German occupation of the Channel Islands. But also there's some British ones here. So maybe they're to do with the the kind of British liberation of the Channel Islands later on. That one's got the royal crest on it. And this one looks like some sort of artillery badge. It's got the cannons underneath the crown there. So that's really nice. But you've got some... We've got some other badges here as well.
You've got cat badges
That's
there.
like a cat badge, yeah. That's probably perhaps a Fusiliers. It's kind of, or a bombardier. It's kind of got the flames.
It looks like the
top
Fusilier
there.
badge, doesn't it?
So that's a nice one. And also another one with a crown here on it. It doesn't actually say anything on it at all.
I figured that's a major, an epaulet badge.
Oh, do you think it is? Yeah, you could be right there. Yeah, that's nice, isn't it?
So, Michael, looking at the table, what's our quest?
Well, given we're in the Channel Islands, it really makes sense to learn about what was life like under German occupation in the Channel Islands during the Second World War.
Well, thank you very much indeed, Michael. That's an excellent quest to be going on. I'm looking forward to this.
OK, so where do I go then?
We'll go back the way we came.
OK.
You remember, my responsibility is just to get you here, Michael.
OK.
Getting home's your business.
I'll go that way then, shall I?
No, go that way.
All right, OK.
If you go that way, you just walk off a cliff. So there you have it. Dr. Michael Lewis has given us this week's mission to find out what life was like in the Channel Islands for British subjects under German occupation. We're also going to get a look at what life was like for their German occupiers. Now, obviously, there's no one here in Alderney who is living here under German occupation, so we're going to go to Guernsey, 20 miles away, where there's people who remember the experience. Where is Rock, Steve?
Oh, he's staying here detecting. He loves Alderney. He's out in the fields.
OK, and where's the helicopter you said that was going to take us the 20 miles to Guernsey?
No, boat. I said boat.
You didn't say boat. You said it was going to be 10 minutes in a helicopter.
No, this is an authentic show. The people would have been evacuated via a boat. So we're going by boat.
Just stop filming a second. Hey, Steve, you know I don't like boats. I told you.
After a rough trip for Johnny, it's a good job we finally reached Guernsey, the second largest of the Channel Islands. During the Second World War, Guernsey, just like Alderney, was occupied by the German forces, but not all of its population were evacuated. Out of the 40,000 inhabitants, 23,000 remained to live under German rule.
Alderney, we're here. Come on.
All right.
You feel better?
Yeah, yes.
You good?
You know I feel terrible.
Come on in. Do you know what? I'm starving.
Oh, shut up.
Fancy
Why are you talking about food anyway? Oh, man.
Feel good?
No, I don't.
Over 10,000 German troops were stationed on Guernsey, and like Alderney, it was heavily fortified. So we've come to Fort Homet, a heavily defended strongpoint on the island's west coast, to meet Paul, who's going to tell us more about life during the occupation.
Nice to meet you.
Hi, Paul. I'm Steve.
Hi, Steve.
Just a little thing. Don't kiss him. He's been sick.
It was not a good crossing from Alderney. What was the story here then during the war?
Guernsey specifically was bombed on the 28th of June.
OK.
And 2 days later...
This is 1940?
Yeah, 1940,
OK.
when they were occupied.
And how many died in those bombings?
38, 34 I think on the actual day, and 38 was the total.
So, we've got the ones that have actually moved on. What about the ones that stay here? What happens to them? What was it like for them?
Well, initially it was what they tried to call the model occupation, so the Germans, from a propaganda point of view, didn't want to be seen to be brutal and harsh, so everybody sort of got on sort of as best they could. I mean, for the German troops, they couldn't want for a better place to be posted. You know, they were friends of theirs, and sort of family were being posted to the Russian front. So
yeah.
Be here, sunny, peaceful. You know, it was a nice place to be posted.
In Alderney, you know, we've got 900 bunkers over there. What was it like over here, bunker-wise? And also, who was over here? You know, what kind of leadership did we have over here?
Yeah.
Well, it was, the fortress commandant obviously ran the defences of the island. We had a large number of coastal artillery batteries to deal with sort of shipping at sea. You had all manner of different troops. You obviously had construction troops here that were actually building the fortifications.
Was that slave labour like in Alderney, or...?
Partially,
Yeah.
but there was a lot of conscripted labour,
Yeah.
as in people that were rounded up from sort of Holland and...
Yeah. What about the locals? Did they have to...
Locals were brought into work as well. I mean, there was adverts going in the local paper for builders, carpenters, and they were paid good rates.
So you say, yeah, that, you know, there were adverts in newspapers and everything, but, oh, yeah, that seems strange to me, because all of a sudden, yeah, we've got our guys coming over to work for the Germans and being paid for it, and to me, that doesn't seem right.
Well, I think they were probably they didn't really want to be doing it, but at the same time they needed to put food on the table for their family, so it was needs must.
We've had a couple of finds, Paul.
Right, let's have a look.
And hopefully you'll be able to tell us what they are. So we'll start this one first. I think that may be the top of a torch, but I could be wrong.
No, it's looks like an adjustment lever for a lamp in a rangefinder.
Yeah?
Yeah, it would just turn the brightness of the lamp.
Oh, bring it in! Dr. Michael Lewis.
Who needs him?
We've
We've got Paul.
Eat Bakelite.
And this was right next door to it, so is that part of it?
Well, that hoe is height, so I would say those two go together. That would be part of the height adjustment on the rangefinder.
There we go.
Brilliant. Two things together,
Yeah.
the same thing. So, Paul, is it possible you could show us a bunker?
Yeah, 100%. We've
Yeah?
gone over here.
Brilliant. Okay. Come on, buddy.